It's the Carter Man, and I want to take just a few minutes, if I may, to address some very important points about the situation in the country today, what's happened over the last 24 hours or so in the House in particular, and what we need to do if we are going to, I'm going to use a word advisedly here, if we are going to salvage, that's right, I said salvage our country, okay? That's how serious the situation is. I was reminded of it in a interview that Tucker Carlson did with Victor David Hanson. Those of you who didn't see it, I saw it on Zero Hedge today. We'll have it on conservativerightspac.com tomorrow. Conservativerightspac.com tomorrow. You need to watch it. You need to watch it. I think both of those gentlemen are just as astute as the day is long. Tremendous political analyst. And they're saying, both of them, what I have now been saying for quite some time, several months in fact, and that is that we're in the midst of a fascist takeover in the United States. Make no mistake about it. I'm not going to pull any punches on this. I haven't all along, as some of you know. I'm not going to start now. We're in the midst of a fascist takeover. I met with two of my favorite Washington-based political analysts yesterday in Alexandria, Virginia. Had a lengthy 3-hour meeting, and both of them agreed that we have reached endgame in this country if we don't take some action, definitive action, to start blocking the Biden regime agenda. And nothing Conservative Inc. is doing is effectively blocking it. Nothing. I'm sorry, they're just not. They're making a lot of money, with their fundraising letters, but they're not blocking that agenda. And that agenda is on the march, and that agenda is destroying our freedom. Watch the interview with that Tucker does with Hanson, and they make the points very clearly. At every level, the border, bringing in 4 million illegal alien invaders, bringing them in, not letting them in, bringing them in. Trust me, as some of you know, I have a home in Honduras. My wife is from Honduras. I know the lay of the land down there. These people are being recruited and brought in. Okay? It's an invasion that's being orchestrated by a fascist regime in the United States to destroy our culture. And at this point, they're succeeding, and the Republicans and Conservative Inc. are doing nothing effective about it, and they should be. There should be some impeachments, and that brings me to the situation in the House. I saw Newt Gingrich on, I think, Newsmax, or one of them, may have been Fox, one of those, and he was talking about Matt Gaetz and Biggs and the others being nothing but traitors. They're just traitors. Newt, I happen to think Newt's done some good stuff lately, but Newt, the traitor was Kevin McCarthy. McCarthy sold us out on every single issue to toxic Joe Biden. Every issue. The budget, illegal aliens, the funding at $230 million a week. Zelensky, the rat-faced little grifter over in the Ukraine. Every issue, McCarthy couldn't wait to sell us out after promising he wouldn't. By the way, go to conservativerightspac.com today, and there's a Clues Views column in which, folks, I pull no punches about the kind of person McCarthy is, and why I was not surprised that he has sold us out on every issue. Every issue. Folks, we need to understand something. McCarthy was actively on the other side. He wasn't just complacent. He was complicit. Let me repeat that. He wasn't just complacent. He was complicit. Even when he acted like he was going to do something right, like cutting the funding of the Zelensky, the little dictator over there, out of the continuing resolution, he then went in the back door and got him the money anyway. It's complicity. This man had to go. We had no hope with this man as Speaker. He was never going to take a stand. Never. Never. And for Gates and Biggs and the others to show the courage to rise up and say, no more. We can't survive this. We have on the one hand the hard left, the fascist left, on the march. And on our side, we have a Speaker of the House who is in retreat and actually kind of helping the other side while he's backpedaling. Okay? Couple that with McConnell, who kowtows to Schumer in the Senate. We had no leadership. Now they're saying Jordan said he will run, which means Jordan will get elected. A 99% chance of that, which is good. Jim's a tough guy, and hopefully he's going to get in there and start banging that gavel, start impeaching some people, start showing some guts, start telling toxic Joe Biden no. Start telling Mayorkas, seal the border. Stop telling Garland, to stop weaponizing the Justice Department to go after the enemies of the Biden regime. Hopefully he's going to do all that. So, and we're going to be watching. We're going to be watching to see if he does. Because it is a wreck right now. Hopefully Jordan will even stand up and start defending Donald Trump. Folks, the situation with Trump now is one of the most frightening situations in American history, where they have totally weaponized the political system. The fascist left has, the Biden regime, in order to destroy a man because the American people want him as president. He won in 20, they stole it. They were fully prepared to steal it again, but they said, well, let's get some insurance. Remember where Strzok talked about insurance in 2020? Well, their insurance this time was to try and this time around is to try and stick the president, the real President Trump, in jail. This is the worst travesty that we've ever seen in this country's history. Somebody said to me the other day, it's like we're a banana republic. We're worse than a banana republic. Worse. I have a home in a banana republic. Honduras was the original banana republic that O. Henry wrote about. He was living on the island of Utila at the time, which is one of the 3 Bay Islands that Honduras owns. So the coin was termed for Honduras. It's not as bad there as it is here at this point. Okay? Okay, they haven't jailed all the top political opponent of the current president. All right? So that's where we are today. That's where we are. And our side has to fight back tooth and nail. As Victor David Hanson says, the other side is fighting ugly and our side is trying to lose pretty. And that's not good enough. That's not good enough, and it's not what the American people want. It's not what ConstitutionalRightsPact.com is going to do. We're fighting back tooth and nail, and we're meeting with the right people in Washington. We're helping encourage those who, okay, I'll say it, staged the coup against the weak-kneed McCarthy, and we're going to continue to fight. And we're saying to the other conservative Inc. groups, please get into battle. Stop having your fest, one after another. You hear, well, we're having a this fest and a that fest. Forget the infestation and get out there and fight. Some of these organizations have $100 million in their bank account. They're doing next to nothing, okay? Get out there and fight. We can't afford to lose. The question I have, and I'm going to close with this. Years ago, I said to a congressman in Honduras, this was like 10 years ago, so they had a presidential election coming up, and I said, what do you hope for in the upcoming presidential election? He said, I just hope we have one. Well, folks, that's where we are in America today, and we need to fight back, and we're going to fight back. And not only are we going to fight back, but we're going to win, because we're giving no quarter, we're taking no prisoners, and we're going to fight ugly in order to win bigly, as Donald Trump used to say. All right, so let's do this thing.